Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. So today is a day of update videos. I'm going to do an update on head covering. And if my thoughts and beliefs on head covering are still the same. And yes, they absolutely are. I do still believe in head covering for prayer. So in the morning, and believe it or not, I do have these great head coverings, but I keep a scarf literally sitting out here on my front porch on this love seat or chair and a half, whatever it is, where I sit to pray. And that is because sometimes I don't automatically put my hair up and put on a head covering. Sometimes I just grab a quick scarf and cover it over my hair when I do my praying, because I'm at home. I don't need anything fancy. I can just slap a cover on. Now, I don't cover full time, especially not in the summer when it's hot. But you will see me cover more like in the fall, winter, spring. But I do still ascribe to the belief that there is no such thing as over honoring God. I believe that anything we can do in our lives to show submission and honor to God is a good thing. I believe that, how shall I put this? For me, covering my hair to pray and also not cutting my hair short, that's also another thing. So some would argue that this is not a commandment. It's not, but it's in there. So I still believe in women having long hair, women embracing their femininity, women wearing dresses. So these are all things that I do because I feel that it is right and that I should do it. And we seem to be in a time where true femininity is under attack. So on one hand, I feel that embracing femininity it's almost like an act of rebellion against the ways of the world. It is a way to silently protest the attack on femininity. And I am a big fan of dresses and like the headscarves and the head coverings, and I don't think that it's necessarily a modesty thing. There are some who believe that women should always have their hair covered for modesty reasons. I don't think that's necessarily something that factors in. I mean, I am open to hearing about that. I'm not saying that those who do it for modesty reasons are wrong, because they maybe know things that I don't. Like maybe they've dug in deeper into it than I have. But for me, I read my Bible and I try my best to live by it. And even if it's something that's not a command, but it's in there and it's something small and it shows honor and submission to God, then I want to do that thing. So when I set foot in a church, my hair is covered. When I sit out here to pray in the morning, and I love to, my front porch is peaceful, and I have plants everywhere out here. Like you can kind of see, I have these are my rubber trees right here. I've got 2 of them. And then on the other side of the room, I've got a plethora of plants. And I'm actually, since the temperatures are dropping they're dropping into the 40s at night, I've got some plants outside still that I'm going to bring in probably today. After I make this video, I'm probably going to go drag my plants inside that need to come inside for the fall and winter. But where was I going with this? This is why I sometimes get off on tangents and then have a hard time getting back to topic, because I literally distract myself, mention something else, and then come back to it. So I think what the point I was trying to make was that even on things that are not expressly commanded, things that are talked about in the Bible, things that I see as a small thing that I could do to honor God, I am going to do that small thing. And I will state that when I am out in public with my long dresses and my hair covered, I do notice a difference in how I am treated. When I go to stores, men are holding doors open and they're smiling and they're extremely polite, almost, I want to say almost reverent in how they how people treat a woman who is dressed in a feminine way is different than a woman who is dressed in a more masculine fashion, if that makes sense. From my experience, the change is very positive. On the other aspect, when you are clearly different in the workplace, the workplace, that's where things get complicated, because Christians do experience a lot of persecution in the workplace. But it would have to depend on the company that you work for. I will throw that out there. And I have over the last 20 years, I think I've pretty much only worked for Fortune 500 companies. Maybe last 18 years. And they're very liberal, and they're very they they embrace the Marxist ideology, and they very much detest anyone who doesn't openly embrace Marxist ideology. And for someone like me with traditional values, like I have the traditional family values, uh, I have a high set of standards, morals, values that I ascribe to because of basing my morals and values on my Bible. And there's a lot of people in the world who see Christian values as immoral. It's like it's part of the Luciferian Freemason uh, goal is to free humanity from the oppression of God's law. So that is why you will see an attack on traditional beliefs about obedience, even in Christian churches today. It was mind blowing to me when I started reading about how it is actually believed that our beliefs, our morals and values are oppressive, and that they believe, and this comes from the beginning when Satan was trying to deceive people, that they actually are doing a service to humanity to free us from God's law. That was just, oh, now everything, literally everything makes sense. Because what they're trying to create is a world where everyone makes up their own morals and values, and that those morals and values go against God's morals and values. It all makes sense. But I digress, because I got to get back on topic. So yeah, I do still believe in head covering, and I do head cover when I pray. And I am seeing a need for more and more prayer. So you may see more and more of me head covering more time than I have the last, I want to say 5 years, 5, 6 years. The last 5, 6 years, I have really like backed it off to just, my prayer time, and if I go to church, that kind of thing. So the way the world is going, we need to be praying way more than we ever have prayed before. We need to spend more time in prayer. And I have even started to see my drive time to work as a great opportunity for prayer. So I turn off the CD player in my vehicle, and I have started to pray on the way to work, and that is why suddenly I am wearing head covers when I go to work. And I discovered that the snoods actually work well underneath the headset at work. I could not do a head covering that was any more than this for work because of the fact that I do have to wear a headset off and on, not all day, just when I'm in meetings, like it's kind of like a Zoom meeting, but it's actually through Microsoft Teams. If I'm on a phone call, I'm wearing a headset. So whatever I cover my head with, it has to work with the headset. But like I said, these snoods, these are small, and actually the headset fits right over them just fine. So you will see probably me covering more and more and going back to, I don't know if I'll ever go back to, from waking to going to bed at night, because I do like my times with no head cover bumming around my house. But I will definitely be covering more and more as the days go on. And it is literally because sometimes with what I'm doing, I just want to stop and pray. And I want to show that obedience and submission to God when I do that. And I will even say that wearing the head covering to me is at times a reminder to stop and pray. It is a reminder to live in submission to God. It is even a reminder and a symbol of my submission to my husband. So there are times when I am wearing the head covering where I may want to argue with my husband over something, and then the head covering being there is a reminder to me that arguing with him, that compromise is the exact opposite of submission and obedience. And I'm not married to a man who is oppressive by any means. Like I have got the greatest husband in the world. I'm sorry, all the rest of you ladies missed out, because I got the greatest one in the world. But I adore that man, and he is a good man. And sometimes I don't understand his reasoning on why he wants to do things a certain way. So I may argue, but almost always there is a specific reason for why he wants to do things the way he wants to do things. And in the end, if it comes down to what I want versus what he wants, if I am living according to biblical values, then as a wife, I need to step back and do things his way. He is not controlling. He doesn't tell me what to wear. He doesn't tell me what to put on my head. He pretty much, and I make good money at my job, so he doesn't even try to control what I spend. If I go out and spend $150 on a organic linen dress, he's not going to say anything to me about it. I literally wear dresses every day, so he doesn't try to limit the amount of dresses I have. At no point is there any type of control that I feel. I do not feel that there's any type of control issues at all. Sorry, that was my mail. The mail lady just came through and was putting the mail, and I was hoping that my dog wouldn't lose his mind. I have him locked in the living room, or locked out of the porch. He basically has run of the house. He's just shut out of the porch. But anyway, I have this amazing husband, and when you have an amazing husband that loves you and treats you good, it's a lot easier to submit. I'm going to say that. It's very easy to submit to a man who is good to you. But at the same time, is it submission when it's easy? It's truly submission when it's hard and you do it anyway. So, thank you for listening to my brief update that turned into a 15-minute update or 16-minute update, whatever it turns into. And I'll probably touch more on this topic. I did just order a couple of scarves from Rapunzel. Since Garlands of Grace stopped making head coverings this year, and I was super bummed about that, but I do have quite a few from them. So I can't complain too much. I have enough. I have plenty. But I've never tried Rapunzel, so I did order from them. And at some point I will probably also order from another channel mentioned a company called Headscarf Bar. And I may at some point order from them. So whatever I order when it comes, I'll share. I like to share. So I will share with you what I ordered, what I got. Maybe I'll just unpackage or I guess people like unboxing videos, and I'll try to do a few unboxing videos. I have some linen orders coming, so I may wait and open the package, and they're coming from various companies because I order from a variety of companies. So when all of those arrive in a few weeks, I'll probably just like do some unboxing or unpackaging, whatever, videos and show you what I got that is linen, because linen is something that I find to be very, very great. Like I'm totally doing a series of videos on linen, so you're going to hear more from me on the linen topic. I have like a whole list of different topics regarding linen that I want to talk about, and there will be shorts, lots of little short videos, because short videos are really quick to make, really easy to make, and then they're easy to upload. They upload like that. It's not like a longer video like this. These ones take a lot longer to upload. And I'm doing everything with my iPhone and with my iPad. So I don't use a special camera. At some point I may buy a special camera if the channel grows, and if I keep posting. I do want to keep posting. I want to talk more on some of these good wholesome topics. And part of the reason that I want to talk about good wholesome topics is I would like to see the internet flooded with people talking about good wholesome things. There's a lot of garbage on the internet, and there's a lot of garbage on the media, and it's all just corrupt and disgusting. And so with social media, with YouTube, like I love the good wholesome channels, like off-grid homesteading channels and cooking outside. There's what is it, Country Life Vlog, and this woman, she cooks outside, and I think she's Muslim because she wears headscarves. She's always got a headscarf, but her meals that she cooks outside are absolutely fantastic. So I like seeing a lot of the good wholesome content that some of the channels are putting out. Like some of the Christian channels are putting out some really wholesome stuff, and some of the Muslim channels are putting out. I would like to see that kind of content that embraces femininity, women being women, women being feminine, women embracing their gender roles, because I believe that gender roles are important. Men and women, they have equal value, but they were designed, God made them for different purposes, and we have different strengths and weaknesses. And that is one of the great things about marriage, is that my husband is good at things that I am not, and I am good at things that he is not. He is much better at the outside stuff and the maintenance with the vehicles. Me, I'm better at housework, cooking, laundry. Like, I am better at the traditional women's things. Don't get me wrong. I can change oil. I can change a tire. Like, I know how to do a lot of things, but he handles most of those things for me. And I am so thankful for him. And that poor man, he is terrible at laundry. He is terrible at dishes. He is terrible at cooking. So he is not good at the things that are traditionally feminine roles, but I am. So we complement each other and we work very well together as a couple because I can do the things he can't and he can do the things I can't. Or, I mean, we can, but maybe the other person is better at those things. So, anyway, thank you for listening to my long rant that started out about head covering but went into traditional values and flooding the internet with good wholesome content. It's something I want to see. It's something I love seeing. And I love seeing some of these wholesome channels and how much of a following that people are getting when they start talking about living simple, living naturally, just living, shutting off all of the evil going on in the world and focusing on living a good, wholesome, healthy life. So thank you for listening to my rant. I promise I'm done, and I will talk to you guys soon.